embroidered suits and the routines and the way they danced. It wasn't necessarily sexual, it was just stunning.
Our thing was to just be clean cut and to appeal to everybody in the world, and not to play down your sexuality, but just don't portray it. You know, just portray a manly, sharp-looking man doing his thing.
Maxine Powell set up Motown's unique artist development department to guide and shape the young Motown stars.
You dance with your feet and not your buttocks. You say, those movements that they dance with their buttocks belongs in the bedroom and not on the dance floor.
Miss Maxine Powell was phenomenal. It was almost like going through charm school and being able to show the world that you could be classy and you did have grace and charm.
Class will help you cross over anywhere. It has nothing to do with black. That's what I like about class. Class doesn't care what your color is, or how many millions you have, or how many Mercedes you have, or where you live. Class will turn the heads of kings and queens. They heard that all while the 5 years they were with me.
We couldn't even drink out of a water fountain in public unless it said for colored only. And that's pretty demeaning. So for her to say, here you are, 3 little black girls, one day you're going to be singing before King and the Queen, we're like looking at her, what is she talking about? You know, it was like so silly. We didn't believe any of that stuff. And then she also said, you girls, and she's speaking to all the groups, are like diamonds in the rough, and we're just here to polish you up. Well, that was pretty uplifting for someone to say that. And even for her to say singing before kings and queens, that was pretty uplifting, but we didn't believe it because it was so far-fetched. But it did happen.
Is it true what they say about you?
After the Glasgow show, the tour drove south into England towards County Durham. Here, the review was invited back to Wynyard Park, a stately home owned by the Lord and Lady Londonderry, who were intrigued by the passing Motown review. The lessons the Detroit stars had learned from Maxine Powell were about to be put to the test.
Yes, with the Lord and Lady Londonderry. We were invited to this wonderful home. We had a wonderful meal, royalty.
It was quite an eye-opener to see how the other half lived. There were rooms and rooms and rooms that they never even ventured into, you know. Oh, it was really quite something.
I loved the fresh air, I loved the company, and feeling great in this palace.
They had their chefs and all prepare the meals, and it was just very push, push, push. And it was one of those times you thought about what Mrs. Powell had said. You know, one day you'll be dining with kings and queens and this and that. We're like, whoa, we're doing it.
Just learning to drink tea, learning that that's the way you keep warm, and that's the way you keep cool, to keep calm with your tea.
We started drinking sherry. Oh, we were so chic. Have a little sherry, please. That was so British. We were like, oh yeah. I also started drinking champagne during that time too. Good champagne.
As the Motown Review travelled from the Londonderry stately home across northern England to Liverpool, the Motown artists witnessed contrasting sides of British society.
We noticed the class system here immediately. Being black, we would notice it. We would see it. You guys just did not acknowledge it the way it was.
We were from Liverpool, they were from Detroit, 2 very working class towns. So we were very similar in our upbringing, in our attitudes towards life. And we loved music. We respected their music so much. And lucky for us, they respected ours.
In both Liverpool and Detroit, music was seen as a way of breaking out of society's restrictions. Eddie Holland, Lamont Dozier, and Brian Holland were the 3 songwriters whose compositions were helping many Motown acts to get out of the ghetto. They were the Lennon and McCartney of Detroit.
I call them the greatest tailors of music there is. I mean, they would take you as an artist, call you into their rooms and talk about them. Say, okay, and they'll fit you with this wonderful song.
all three of them had beautiful voices, so anything they taught you, you could emulate them and you could succeed. So a lot of my earlier recordings with them, I'm actually just mocking Eddie Holland.
Lamont would come up with many of the ideas for the songs. Sometimes Brian would, sometimes I would. But my job was basically just to write the lyrics and teach the artist the songs. That was my, and take them to the studio, make sure they were delivering it in a way that, well, I wanted them to anyway.
Holland Dozier Holland wrote the first hit for the Four Tops. This group, led by Levi Stubbs, was a late signing to Motown and not part of the UK tour in 1965.
Baby, I need your love. Baby, I need your love.
It was often said that the late Levi Stubbs, who was just a tremendous singer, had to, had to listen to Eddie, and Eddie told him how to sing. Well, it's like, you're gonna tell, Levi Stubbs how to sing. But he did, and it was just like magic, because he was a guy who already knew what he was doing. But Eddie would direct every lead singer how to sing every little portion of that song, and that's again, it was what made the magic.
In March 1965, while the Motown Revue toured the UK, the latest Holland Dozier Holland song knocked the Beatles off the top of the American charts. The Beatles and Motown were now regularly fighting it out for the #1 position in the States.
We put a record out, very influenced by them. They put a record out, a bit influenced by us.
And we were hoping that they'd come up with something strong. Although we didn't say it, but we wanted the competition. We welcomed the competition, matter of fact, because it kept us on our toes.
It was like that in those days. It was kind of nice, really. It was never, a deadly rivalry at all. It was just a homage. We were kind of paying each other in public.
We were stimulating each other to write and be the best that we could be.
Through 1964 and 1965, the Supremes reached #1 5 times on the US pop charts, all written by Holland Dozier Holland. But despite this American success, the Motown tour repeatedly failed to draw the crowds in the UK.
We just thought it was going to be a sellout, and this and that. And each time we would go to a different town and a different theater, and it was the same. It really never got better. But night after night, looking out into the audience and seeing a half-empty house, England was a big disappointment.
The tour's failure was most disappointing to the ambitious Berry Gordy. But after the tour's final show in Portsmouth, he was given one last chance to crack the UK by another British friend.